right. How about our next storyteller, Danielle Ballone?
I do have on the gayest shirt ever. It says LGBT-rific. It was a gift from my brother, whom you're going to hear about in just a second. Oh, he has such a way. So this is a story about a little bit about the first time I fell in love, and a little bit about the first time I had my heart broken, but mostly about the first time I was resurrected from that terrible, terrible, terrible place. So there are many different kinds of love, and I'd like to start out with my brother. My brother has this very specific way of expressing his affection for me, which is great. Whenever I'm sad or just, seem wrought, life is just too much, he looks at me and he says, "Hey, Danielle, what did the big volcano say to the little volcano?" And I say, "Chris, I don't want to, it's been a bad day, and I love you!" And the pun, it overcomes me. And I have a really hard time staying mad when he tackles me, because that's the second part of this equation. I love you, squish. And my brother is a big guy, he's a moose. And so when all 270 pounds of my brother are pressing the oxygen out of my lungs and I can no longer be mad because I don't have enough air to, I know that I am loved, right? That's how you know, right? So, other kinds of love, my very first girlfriend, her name was Meredith, and when she said, "I love you," it was the sun, the moon, the stars colliding, the combined amazingness of kittens and unicorns and ninjas and pirates, all put together. It was fantastic, it was amazing. And this was when I was 18. I haven't always been the suave and witty person that you see before you. I was kind of a late bloomer. Anyway, so for 2.5 glorious years, starting when I was 18, it was everything. It was wonderful. It was amazing. And Meredith was many, many firsts for me. She was my first kiss, and like Ryan said, the first, oh, whoops, there goes my V card. And some other memorable firsts, like the first time I saw a waterfall was with Meredith, and the first time I was escorted by police out of a building was also Meredith. Some really memorable moments, and all that being said, she was also the first person to break my heart, which is what happens when you have your first relationship, thankfully, right, for some of us, because man, if you had just married Nicole Gay, I can't see that working out. So my glasses are really foggy, it's distracting me. So yeah, it was terrible, because she was my entire world. I had everything invested in this woman, and I was a shell of a person, and I began writing really bad poetry. Metaphors like you have never seen before. And in addition to this onslaught of depression and loss, we had to scramble, because Meredith and I had been planning to go on the National Student Exchange, in which you submit some different cities, some different universities that you'd like to attend, and you go there for a semester. And it's lovely, and you have all kinds of adventures. And we had put down places like Hawaii, and New York, and Portland, and Santa Barbara, California. These thriving metropolises of LGBT-rific people. And it was going to be great. But so we had planned to do this together. But now that we were broken up, oh no, there was no way. It just couldn't possibly happen. So I had to scramble. And being the doormat that I was at the time, I was like, it's cool. I'll change all of my cities. And so by the powers, I know. I learned. I'm growing a spine though. It's cool. But at the time, I didn't really have a spine, and I was like, it's cool, I'll change all of the cities that I'm going to go to. And so by some strange, mysterious power that today I still do not understand, I ended up the very next fall at UNLV, the University of Nevada in Las Vegas. Or, as I heard it alternately termed, the University of Never Leaving Vegas. It was terrible. It was arid. It was dry. It was nasty. It was peopled by tourists and the people who served them. And I wrote more terrible poetry, comparing my soul to the withered, dry desert sands. I burned those, which is terrible. I bet they'd be hilarious to read now. And so that was my life for a little while until I met Wesley and Carolina. And I'm going to need to draw you a little picture here. Wesley was this just fabulous, tall, lanky, gay as a maypole guy. And I first noticed him strutting, not walking, but strutting through the quad, singing Rufus Wainwright at the top of his lungs, cigarettes and chocolate milk. These are just a couple of my cravings. And he's going. He's bespectacled. He's got this hand-sewn messenger bag in light blue French toile. It was delightful. And scurrying after him, literally running after him, screaming curse words in Spanish was Carolina. And Carolina was Wesley's opposite in every possible way. She was short and dark-skinned with dark, beautiful hair, and she was angry. Where Wesley was blithely singing Rufus Wainwright, she was screaming at anyone who was remotely in her way, which I believe her fight-or-fuck zone extends. It extends. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that. The fight-or-fuck zone, it's the area in which, if you enter it, you had best be prepared to do one or the other. Hers was wide. So she was exclaiming. And I saw them, and I was instantly in love, obviously. And Carolina, Wesley called her his fairy queen. You may have heard the term fag hag. It's kind of an ugly term for a straight woman who hangs around with a gay man, a la Will and Grace. And Wesley thought that was a very distasteful term, so he called her his fairy queen. And the same mysterious forces that drew me to Las Vegas also drew me to these two strange, wonderful people, and they adopted me. And so we went about Las Vegas. We had no money, but we made it work. We skipped around and visited various fun places that didn't require any money at all. And I thought that maybe this sort of thing could start to heal my heart. And it happened on my birthday. On my birthday, we scraped together enough change to go to this Thai restaurant. And so, this was, ooh, that was loud. This was another first because I had never had pad Thai. What? How could I live 20 years of my life without having pad Thai? I know, it's a little... That part of my life is over, okay? So don't worry, it's fine. So we go to this pad Thai place and share this enormous plate of pad Thai and nearly choke ourselves trying to reenact that scene from Lady and the Tramp. It was lovely. And then we also shared this really big bowl of soup with those beautiful, those Asian soup spoons. They're porcelain, and they have those little flowers inlaid. And I was just, those are so pretty. And it was great. And then after we had lovely, lovely, delicious pad Thai, we went into this queer shop. We walked, a couple of blocks down, and I suppose Las Vegas was gifted enough to have one of these. And it had rainbow flags, and Barbra Streisand calendars, and lesbian pulp address books, and buttons that said things like, "Don't like gay marriage, don't marry a gay." And it was lovely. And we walked around, nobody had any money, we didn't buy anything, and we left, and it was a lovely time, and so we walked back to campus and were about to part ways when Carolina put her hand out and she said, "Wait a minute, Querida." And I looked back, and she's got this really big grin. She said, "We have something for you." And I looked, and Wesley is standing there with this enormous grin, like your cat has when he brings you a dead lizard. And he says, "Look what I brought for you. You're welcome." In his hand was the Lesbian Pulp address book. He said, "I shoplifted this for you." And I look over, and there's Carolina with her hand extended. And it's the beautiful Thai soup spoon. And I stood there looking at Wesley and Carolina with the Lesbian Pulp address book and the purloined soup spoon, and I knew, once again, that I was loved. Thank you.